As promised, update number 2. I'm going to talk a little bit about our adventures in Belfast. Now, Belfast, of course, is a very special town for Black Star riders. It is Ricky Warwick's hometown. He still has a lot of family who live there. I've spent a lot of time in Belfast over the last several years with Ricky. We have a lot of fun there. I have some very dear friends there as well. And, it's going to be the Belfast crowds are amazing. So it was set up to be a fantastic show. So Ricky and I had a little adventure in addition to the show today. As many of you know, Ricky has been using a website and organization called Pledge Music to fund the solo albums he's been doing in the last little while. And as part of the pledge campaign from the last go-round for the covers album that he did, one of the items that was up for auction was the ability to spend the day with Ricky in Belfast, let him show you all his old haunts and where he gets his inspiration from, and also to show you some of the many sights in Belfast that show up in the lyrics of his songs. And a fan that we were very familiar with, a couple of fans actually, one traveled all the way from Japan, and the other one is here in England, but they're both big fans of Black Star Riders and of Ricky, and they decided to go. So May and Nyoko, I hope I pronounced that right, my dear, we spent the day with them, showing them around Belfast, and it was a really good day. They're very sweet ladies, and they're big fans, and they got to see a lot of really cool stuff. And here, get maybe a peek behind the curtain as to where Ricky gets the inspiration for a lot of his lyrics and such things. And for me, it was pretty cool because there's a lot of parts of Belfast that I've heard Ricky talk about, or maybe that I've seen from the distance, but never had the opportunity or really the time to go check them out. But I did yesterday, so I got to see some of the stuff in Belfast that maybe most people don't ever get to see. And you go into some of the parts of the town where there's still a lot of the Catholic and Protestant conflict ideologies at play, and these really interesting murals that are painted all over the place. And a lot of them are by the different factions, but incredible artwork, and it's just part of the flora and fauna here. It's a really neat thing to go see. And we went by the Titanic yards, and we went by all kinds of neat places. And if you're a fan of Ricky's lyrics, we went to Island Hill, which is from the Patsy Cline song, and we went to Scrabble Hill, which of course shows up in Belfast Confetti, and actually throughout Ricky's lyrics. So that was a fun day. Well, we went back to the venue, and it was a sold-out show in Belfast. Killer set. I mean, the guys really did an amazing job. It was an unbelievable reaction from the crowd as well. We had so much fun. We had a lot of our friends and family, of course, hanging out. We had a great time with them, and great day. And then it was so windy in Belfast. I was really worried about the ferry crossing we were going to do last night. I don't do well with really choppy seas, and so loaded up on seasickness pills and all that sort of thing, but for whatever reason, it was almost like the winds calmed just a few hours before we decided to leave, and it was actually one of the smoothest crossings I've ever had. Thank God. So we got across this morning. We're now in our hotel in Newcastle for the day off. We're going to go for a curry tonight, as one does, and kind of looking forward to tomorrow because part of our family, Jack Taylor, who had been working with Black Star Riders for a long time and is also the drummer in an amazing band called Tax the Heat. He's going to be joining the touring party tomorrow. He's actually doing some work for Whitesnake, but it'll be great to have Jack around. I think he's an amazing guy. So, yeah, and also our erstwhile merch guy, Mick Ridley. This is his hometown. If you look back on some of these logs, you'll see the story he told about the time that he first met David Bowie. And Mick's a character, but I just love the guy. I think he's an amazing person, and so much fun to be on the road with him. It really is. So, and he's out here taking care of both Black Star Riders and Whitesnake's merch. He's helping us out a little bit. And so, yeah, we're looking forward to the rest of this. It's, of course, we also have been dealing with a little bit of a disaster for a date little later on. On Friday, I believe it is, the 11th, we were scheduled to play in London at a famous venue called Shepherd's Bush Empire. But a few days ago, apparently, a big chunk of the ceiling collapsed in, and there's some structural problems going on there, and so all shows have been canceled there until, or at least cannot be staged in that venue until they make the repairs. So there's been a lot of scrambling by a lot of bands trying to find other venues. But we managed to do it, and if you are somebody who has tickets to Shepherd's Bush Empire, check the band's Facebook page. We have moved it to another venue in London called Scala, and it's still going to be a fantastic show. It's a slightly smaller room, but that's okay. We'll make it work. As you can imagine, the venues were getting snapped up in London like crazy by the bands who had all booked dates at Shepherd's Bush Empire. But it's all good. We're going to make it happen. Tomorrow we play here in Newcastle at the arena. It's going to be great. And more updates coming a little later. Thanks.